Okay, 3 years and 3 weeks ago, we bought this new Rheem Gladiator hot water heater. It's electric. In 1 week, that'd be 3 years and 1 week, we were getting the code for water. And I was gone at the time, and my wife came down, and I helped her go over what to do over the phone. And we basically hit the clear button. And for the leak detection, that bypasses the alarm and it allows the hot water heater to heat back up. Now, the reason I had her do that was because there was no water on the floor. Yeah, it's a mess. I know. We're in a crawl space, not a basement, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Shortly after that, we got the dreaded 5 beep. The 5 beep is control panel, or the main heating controller itself. So I'm going to go through, show you how to diagnose this, or what's going on, and we'll see if we can figure this out. Well, I already know what's going on, but I'm going to just go through and show you what's going on. So first thing you're going to do is go upstairs and shut the power off. You're going to take these 2 screws out here and those 2 screws out there. And I'll get back to you. Yeah, I pulled the covers off. There's insulation in here. The bottom one had that. The upper one had this. It's just 2 little connectors to hook the control panel. And then there's a little cover here to protect the heating element. I'm just going to pull this one out of the way. You push down on the tab and then pull. Get my screwdriver. Okay. Jesus. It's one of those days. Let's see. Power is off, remember that. I'm going to unscrew these. A little more than what I'm doing now. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to check the ohms on the upper element here. I've looked for moisture. There's no moisture here. No moisture here or around the seal. So I'll take my ohm meter. I set it at the lowest setting, which is 200. Get to hear the furnace come on. Okay. I've got 15 ohms. I'm going to say that element is probably good, but I've got a new element right here. I'm going to hook up the wires to this, see what the new element is. The new element is 10 ohms, so there's a discrepancy right there. So I'm going to replace that one. And now I'm going to move down to the bottom one here. And I'm going to move the chair out of the way, and I'll show you what's going on. Now with the lower one, what we got going on here, I mentioned that the moisture detector had gone off, but there was no water on the floor. Now this is the moisture detector right here. Right here, and it slides down into a tube. You can pull it up and out of there. And if you pull it up and there's moisture on it, that means you get a small internal leak. When I say internal, it's not leaking out of the water heater itself. It's a small leak. what I found with this one, if you look, there is moisture right there. And if you follow the leak path, it is dripping where your connectors are attached to the element, not where it goes, screws in to the tank. So the seal around the red part here has failed. Let's put an ohm meter on this one and see what we got. We got nothing. That circuit is open. I'm tapping those together. Or is it going to infinity? What is going on here? Let me move these around here. There shouldn't be a... Okay, there's no resistance at all. I got 0 resistance. So this unit has failed. Okay. Now that we determined that the lower element is completely failed and the upper element is, it may be in spec, may not be, I don't know. I'm going to replace both of them. I've got myself a 1.5 inch socket. Just put it on here, and we're going to just back this out. If I can get it on there. I'm going to need 2 hands, so you're going to need to imagine me doing this. Get this screwed out of here. The element is slightly bent. Where that's bent there is catching it, so I'm going to have to put my screwdriver in there, pry that up tight to get it out of there. Once again, I only have 2 hands. Stuck that screwdriver up in through that hole, and I got it where I can pull it out. So that's what 3 years looks like right there. Gotta love well water. I don't have too much buildup on the inside of the tank. Oh, by the way, if I haven't mentioned it, I drained the tank. There's not too much buildup on the inside of the tank. So what I'm going to do is make sure the gasket, that gasket right there, is not stuck to this, because you don't want to double gasket it. I'm going to clean this up with a rag, this area with a rag right here, and then I'll install the other unit, the new one. Now the unit didn't go in exactly the way the old one did. As in the connectors aren't vertical. I've got it as tight as I can go, and just put the wires in. I don't think it, just put them in what side they're on, but I don't think it matters, just because it's a heating element resistor. I don't think there's a polarity to it. Could be wrong, but I'm really not thinking there is. So upper one's done. Had a little problem with it wanting to line up with the threads. I had to hold it this way and get the threads lined up and get a half a turn in before I put the socket on it. So, like I said, down to the lower one. Now what I did is I grabbed a long screwdriver and I stuck it in there and pulled the bend back down so that I could get it in the hole. And you can see it's there, but it's a tight fit. So I'm going to need both hands, but you need a long, skinny screwdriver to get in there to bend that down. Oh, I get to replace the motherboard too. I fired it up and still got the death beep. This one's pretty easy. Shut it off, of course, right? It's easier just to take it out with the wires to the heating element attached. Okay. We got a black wire. It says on there what it is. Oh, and of course, they got little Pee-wee Phillips. I gotta go get a different Phillips. I did have the right Phillips. This cover was biased. It was stopping me from unscrewing it. So, loosen it up. Pull the wires out. Tilt that forward and pull it up. See, I got that screws. It's holding me in there. Okay. Why is this not coming up? Oh, it's clipped on there. I need both hands. And the problem is these little steel tabs clip into these little plastic tabs here. So you just gotta wiggle it and pull it up. It's not a really big deal. Let's put the new one in. Okay, all the wires are snug. And yeah, that helped. All the wires are snug. Make sure that they're not loose. Everything looks good. And then stuff in your insulation again. And then just put your interface back on, screw it in. That easy. Let's keep our fingers crossed. It's almost been a week with no hot water. Things are getting a little ripe. There we go. All back together. Got warm water. Now I can go wash my coconuts.